Oh, well, hey, man. It's Jamithatsme here. Welcome back to my channel. Listen, let's go ahead and get into the latest episode of Love After Lockup. Let's talk about it. All right, y'all. First things first, we're going to go ahead and get into Courtney and Josh. Okay, so here's the issue, okay? Courtney ready to, and that's just on P. She ready to get it in. You know what I'm saying? What Saucy Santana be doing? Okay, so she ready to get it in, but her husband ain't really on that same tip with her. Okay, I don't know what's going on with Josh. I don't know if it's him getting out of jail and him trying to readjust to being on the outside, because I believe he was locked up since he was a teenager. So that's a lot of time to be locked up and to have your life being a certain way, and then when you get out, you know what I'm saying, you got all this freedom, but then at the same time you don't, because you really confined to the house based on, you know, the virus and stuff like that. So I mean, or either maybe he tired of these motherfucking dogs around the house and stuff. Okay, maybe that house ain't how he wanted to look, and you want him to be all up under you and all up over you, girl. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, got some other stuff going on, but basically he ain't trying to smash. She told her, listen, girl, we'll do it later. And she was like, you always say that. He said, yeah, and it always happens later. And I don't. And I'm like, he said, yeah. She said, no, it don't. And that's where they at. She's upset with him because she feels like he did all this yapping about the things that he wants to do, you know, the little sex talk that we have over the phone when he was in prison. He has not fulfilled any of those needs, hasn't said anything or done anything that he said he was going to do. What else did she say? She said that she was expecting more affection from him, and he's not giving her that. And I understand why Courtney is frustrated with this man, because he definitely sat up there when she cooked his meal the day after he was at the house, and he talked about how he wanted to give her this and give her that, and she, you know, put so much of her life on the line and everything. And now, after him getting comfortable and being in her house and being with her for this many years and knowing she ain't going nowhere, he done pretty much flip the switch. And I don't really like how he's moving with her. He definitely is acting like a DICK, and I just think that's messed up. You know, what else happened? He feels as though he has done his part, and I was like, what? If you've been doing your part, or you've done your part, then she won't be up here complaining to you about what it is you're doing and what you're not doing. Okay, she says he's more pressed about the people that's still in prison than he is about the woman that's put her life on the line for him while he was in prison. So he's more worried about what's going on with those guys and what's happening inside of the jails and stuff. And I'm like, how he up here calling, texting, talking to these people so often? How is that happening? Okay, you should be ready to move on with your life and live on the outside. See, Josh got me wondering, do you have a boo on the inside? Do you have a boo on the inside that you just can't seem to let go? Which is another reason why you ain't over here trying to get it in with your wife the way that you could and should. Okay, now if it's all the damn dogs she got in her house that's bothering you, okay, and you really can't move how you want to move in that house, then let me know, because she got damn near 20 of them. You would think that Miss Courtney over there got a pound going on the way she got animals up in that damn house. Okay, so I understand her attitude, I understand her frustration and stuff like that, but I don't know what's going on with this man. I'm kind of looking forward to him going ahead and going about his business so he can go to his cousin's house. But I feel like once he does that, I feel like in time their relationship is not going to survive, but I feel like it might survive because that's what they're used to. They're used to not being in each other's spaces and making the relationship thrive. So when he's not in the same place as her, he's living with the cousin and stuff like that, I feel like they may thrive and survive because that's what they're used to, which is being apart. But I also feel like him being on the outside is going to make it easier for him to connect with other individuals, which is then going to cause him to likely cheat on Miss Courtney. But we just gonna have to see how everything plays out. I'm not seeing their relationship lasting long outside of jail, but we'll see. And that gotta be a gag, honey, that you done sat up here, gave all this energy, all this time to this man, put your life on the line, lost your job and everything for this man, for him to get out and not be about none of the shit that he talked about. Yikes. But either way, girl, good luck. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to Brittany and Ray. You know, I told y'all I love me some Grandmama Ray, And whenever y'all bring Ray on the screen, y'all gonna have to bring grandmama too, because grandmama just keeps it real 1000%. And I'm so here for her, okay? Now, Brittany at the house and said that she done got it in with her man. She said, this the best sex that I done had ever in my motherfucking life. And I was like, okay, all right then, girl. So his grandma hit him up and was like, baby, I'm about to stop by. Okay, I'm gonna bring you something to eat, honey. Grandma's gonna be on her way. She gonna be stopping by. And Brittany feels as though grandmama probably think that she's a crazy lunatic and stuff, you know, trying to hide him, all this, all up in the house and stuff. Basically, her grandma don't trust him. His grandmother doesn't trust Miss Brittany, is what she's thinking. So he said, okay, that's fine, but make sure you tell her that when she get here, say that to her face. Hilarious. But she gets up, get everything together, start cleaning up the house, start cooking for him and stuff. And he was like, you ain't got to do all this. And she was like, baby, yes, I do. Because this is going to be like grandma going to be snooping around. She's going to be inspecting my place, trying to make sure that I got everything on point. Okay, I agree with her, because when grandma arrived, that's exactly what it is that she did. Now, what we also learned, because he's wondering, like, when your parents gonna get here, you know what I'm saying, so I can meet your family and stuff. He's wondering about that. She was like, oh yeah, about that, let's wait, okay? Because listen, I was thinking we get all your family out the way first. I know everybody's been missing you. You know, I know they want to hug up on you and stuff like that. So let's just get your family out the way and then worry about mine. And he was like, okay, you sure about that? And that's when she ended up telling him, like, listen, my family ain't trying to meet your okay, they ain't trying to meet you right now, honey. So that's the dead in the water for the moment. Okay, my mama already told me she's not eager about it. So yeah, I have been lying to my parents, like, honey, they don't even know that we live together at this point, which I think is crazy. I'm like, if you don't went this far to tell them that you dang a man in prison, might as well go and tell them, like, listen, girl, he at the house too. He living with me as well, because I feel like it's going to be worse when they find out at a later time. So why are you withholding this information? Just go ahead and tell them and get it out of the way. So the grandmother arrived, and she did not arrive empty-handed. She definitely had some food for the kids as well as some clothes for Ray. Grandma not paying. Grandma come in the house, she looking around and stuff like, oh, okay. I know grandma was pulling up like, this a nice little neighborhood. Okay, this is cute. Oh, she got a nice house. Okay, she got a 2-car garage. Oh. Okay, then I said, all right, okay, well, this is good, this is cute. Grandma come in the house, she look around, see everything is cute and stuff, right? What else did grandma say? She says that she keeping her eyes on Brittany. She keeping her eyes on Brittany because, again, she does not trust her. Grandma asked her, like, okay, so you're your mom's baby, right? She was like, yeah, you know, I'm the only child or whatever like that. Not the only child, but I'm the baby child. She was like, okay. She said, yeah, my mama does a lot of decorating and things like that, you know, around my house. And grandma was like, okay, that's cute. So she asked Ray, so what you think about her mama? He was like, oh, I ain't beat it. She said, you ain't do what now? You want to run that? You ain't do what now? Oh, okay, then so why he ain't meet your mama? All right, so she didn't really tell the mom everything that she needs to know about him living there, you know. So basically the grandmother came to the conclusion that, baby, you ashamed of my grandchild. That's what it is. You ashamed of him? Okay, so grandmama was just pretty much going in on her, telling her that, you know, what's her name? Brittany said, I don't want them to judge him or something like that. And grandma said, well, I don't want him to be hurt. So if any hurt come his way, I'm gonna put that on you. I said, come on, grandma, for being very clear, letting Miss Brittany know. Miss Brittany did not like what was being said, but grandma did not give a damn. Do you hear me? Grandma said, I don't want my grandbaby hurt. If he is hurt, I'm gonna put it off on you. You make me think that you are ashamed of my grandson, and I don't like it. She looked at him and said, let me tell you something, baby. If ever you was uncomfortable being around this house with little Miss Thing, come in and let grandma know, and we're gonna get it worked out. We're gonna go ahead and get you back to the house. You hear what I say? Oh, you hear me? Okay, then, all right. And I was here for grandma. Grandma was not playing with Miss Brittany. Grandma was not playing with Miss Brittany, honey. And I mean, maybe her and Ray may have a pretty decent relationship after all. Maybe he may not be that crazy or whatever. Okay, maybe he's not a cheater or something. We're gonna see. It seems like the issue is probably going to be the families more so than it's going to be Ray being a problem. But we are going to see how that's going to play out. Let's go ahead and move on to Anissa and Jeff. Give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all. I'm the old running just a little bit. Okay, so then Anissa and Jeff. Y'all know Jeff done told the secret to Kyle, honey. Come to find out, he been in communication with his ex-lady for many years ago, right? Now, he knew she had got pregnant with a child, but then she said the child wasn't his, and they ain't talk about it no more. Well, years down the road, when he was at the halfway house after he didn't got out, child, he done went and got him a doggone DNA test and come to find out the child is his, honey. So this man done got a baby. Oh, I don't think Anissa's gonna care. I don't, you know what I'm saying? This whole secret, I don't think Anissa's gonna care at all about him having a child. Okay, if anything, she's gonna want to be there for the child more and all this and that. She's gonna be trying to prove her love to this man that she's been trying to prove her love to for the past 10 plus years since he's been locked up, girl. Okay, so he tells Kyle, listen, she don't know this secret yet. Let me be the person to tell her, please. Let me tell her. Well, we see from the preview that that's not gonna happen, boo. Okay, Jeff already said, not Jeff, but Kyle already said if he don't tell her the secret, then I'm gonna bust his bubble for him. Period. So Jeff tells us at a later time that when he gets a job, because Miss Nisa brought somebody by the house to meet him, and I don't know if this lady is a friend of hers that's supposed to give him a job or something like that, but she brought her good Judy by the house. So they chit-chatting and stuff, and what we learned is that Jeff is like, listen, when I get this money, I'm trying to stack it up because the first thing I'm trying to do is get them teeth fixed. I said, praise him. Praise him. Praise him. He is gonna get them teeth fixed, honey. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. Matter of fact, I hope you get a check from this love after lockup, because that's the first place you need to go. Get you some veneers, honey. Okay, go and get them. But I'm gonna say this: when he get them teeth fixed, Mr. Nisa ain't gonna know what to do with Jeff, baby, because he gonna be out here on his motorcycle. Because that's what he said he want. He said he want a motorcycle, and he also want to get him some Gucci pants. I said some Gucci pants. I guess. I mean, I guess. I thought he was probably just gonna be like, won't get him some like leather pants with a leather jacket, you know, go with the whole motorcycle outfit. But he talking about something, he want to get his teeth fixed, get him a motorcycle and some Gucci pants. I said, ooh, honey. Okay, all right then, Jeff. If that's what you want to do what you want to do, honey. Just make sure you get the teeth fixed first. That's your first priority because that's what you said. So that's what we want to see. Okay, I hope you get a check from this show so that you can go get what it is done that you need to get done. Okay, all right. Now let's go ahead and move on to Rachel and Doug because they are some plum fools, primarily Doug. I appreciate how I see how Rachel tries to stand up to him in this relationship, but at the end of the day, it means nothing to me because she's going to continue to hang in there. Okay. She's going to continue to hang in there and give him chance after chance, and we're going to see how that's going to play out for them. And I'm hoping Rachel gets to a place where it's like, baby, F you. F you, honey. Oh, you know what? Something else I just thought about that I want to mention. I saw this on Facebook when it came to Courtney and Josh. I'm not sure if they're still together because I believe he got arrested, according to some things that I saw on social media. I believe Sarcasm may have put this out, that he was arrested sometime in December or something like that. I think it could have been in like 2020 or something when he was with his wife for, you know, some type of DV situation. And he's been ordered to not even have any conversation with her. And he has pleaded guilty to that. Now, all of this had happened while he was out on probation. So I don't know how that's going to affect him now. And if he's still, you know, if he had to get locked back up due to that or what, because I would think if you're on probation, you're not supposed to get in any trouble. But, you know, who knows? Okay. Who knows? I think he did like a month in jail due to the situation with he and her. And I'm hoping that she goes forward to get the divorce. But then I'm also wondering what kind of DV happened between y'all when y'all really weren't supposed to be in interaction like that, and he was supposed to be staying far away in somebody else's house. So I thought he was damn near gonna be in another state. So I just wonder, hopefully we'll get to see that on this season or at some point how everything played out between the two of them and the arresting charges that he has and everything. But let's get back to the Doug's family. Okay, Rachel and Doug. So Dougie upset about his dad being up there arguing with the sisters. Rightfully so. He should be upset, okay? His dad tried to go talk to him. The baby told him, stop arguing. He said, baby, F you. I don't want to talk to you, honey. I want to talk to Rachel. Now I'm going to tell y'all like this, okay? I understand Dougie ain't got his mama. I also understand that Dougie didn't really have his dad. I understand that Dougie is a troubled child. However, okay, I do not feel like Dougie has a right to go around telling nobody no fuck you. Okay, that's just I disagree with that. Okay, now I understand he can feel how he feels. He's an upset child. He's a troubled child. I blame all of that on his dad and his dad's family, especially his dad's parenting and all of that. Okay, but at the end of the day, I feel like I know you don't like your daddy. I know your daddy put you through some stuff. It's okay to be angry with him and feel that way, but what you're not gonna do is sit up here and tell anybody, okay, as an adult, no damn F you. You want to talk to Rachel like that, so why do you think it's okay for you to tell your daddy that? All right. So I know let me tell him that. Let me tell your daddy fuck you. Okay. Let me tell him. You don't tell him. I'll get him together for you. But that's not how we gonna move over here. Okay. So I think they do need to sit down and let Dougie know, like, it's okay. Like, they need to get that in check now. And I understand he's a troubled child, but they need to get that in check now, because what I'm seeing in Dougie, and it's primarily the fault of his father and his elders, that he can go around and say what he wants and treat people how he wants and stuff. Because Dougie even said that to the aunt when he was like, "Don't bring that up. You better not say anything about da 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 da." I get it. I know this baby's trouble. I understand that, but there's still nothing wrong with checking this child. There are some children that have been through the same situation as Dougie, if not worse, and they won't dare tell an adult F you. Now, there are some that act just like Dougie, and then there are some that don't act like that. So I feel like y'all definitely need to get that in check, okay? Doug is trying to tell him that he loves him, but the son don't give a damn, okay? I'm with the son on that right there. Like, no, you don't love me. You ain't even take me into consideration when you was up here arguing, honey. Like, I want to talk to Rachel. I'm not in the mood to talk to you. Please no, okay? Meanwhile, you got the sister over there telling her, like, listen, girl, this man ain't S-H-I-N-O-T, and that's my brother. I'm telling you, girl, he is going to flip the switch on you. He is going to be a completely new person in just a second, girl. You're going to find out. You're going to see. Rachel's still asking, how? Girl, give it time. Give it time. He's going to cheat on you. He's going to blow up on you, girl. All of that stuff is going to happen, okay? You need to get him as far away from Kalamazoo as you can. And you better hope for the best, because he's definitely going to show his ass. It's just a matter of time, okay? The sister said, I give you about, what she said, 9 months, if that. I give you a few months before you get your ass locked back up, okay? I would not mind it, because I do not like how Doug goes on. I can't stand Doug with a passion. I think if Doug worked on his attitude and things about himself, he probably would end up being a more attractive guy, because he's not an ugly guy, but his actions make him so unattractive. Thinking, because he's doing exactly what his son is picking up that stuff, I feel like unconsciously from his dad, with how he operates, and feels like you could talk to people any kind of way, and you could do things how you want to do it, and you can't be checked about things, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I can't stand that about him. All right, so what ended up happening, she gets him in the car, they get ready to leave. Now Rachel starts checking Doug about his actions and how he was going off and stuff like that, and how she didn't like that. And so he says, and they bleep this out. So I don't know if he said that his son was a coward, if his son was a Howard or a Hayward or something like that, meaning their last name, like my son is like a Johnson, whatever your last name is. I wasn't sure. I was like, did he call his son a coward? Or did he call his son like the last name? Like, my son is basically me. He's from our area. And so the wife says, Rachel says, I know he's a such and such. So then it made me listen. I had to rewind it twice. I'm like, so did she also agree and say, I know your son is a coward? I was like, I refuse to believe Rachel just called this baby a coward with him sitting in the back seat. So it must have been their last name. Like, I know he's a Howard, but, you know, he's still a sensitive kid, this, that, and the other. I want to hope that's what happened, because I refuse to believe she agreed to this man calling his child a goddamn coward. So maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am, and I hope I heard the opposite, okay? She tells him that his son is very sensitive and doesn't want to see anyone arguing, doesn't want to see anyone being mad at his dad, and vice versa. So the little boy is just really upset, okay? I hate how Big Doug was raised, because the love that his dad gave him makes him think that that's how parenting is supposed to go. Okay, so now it causes him to be even tougher on his son. So he takes on the parenting that his father gave him, in addition to him being harder on his son, thinking that that's going to help him not go down the same road as he did. But I need them to go to counseling. But, you know, Big Doug think he's too big to go to counseling. But I need them to go to counseling so that he can understand that how your parents raised you actually was not right. They did what they thought was best for them at the time, but that doesn't mean that it was the right thing for you, because at the end of the day, however they raised you, you still took a certain road because you didn't have enough respect for your parents or for yourself, which landed you into certain, you know what I'm saying, traps on down your life. So I feel like you should take a different approach with your child if you want a different outcome. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay. Your dad may have had some things that were actually good in his parenting, and then there could have been a host of things that were not that good. That's why y'all need counseling. Rachel talking to him about his actions and the things that he's done wrong. Doug talks to her like, this is who I am, pretty much. And basically it was like, y'all just gonna have to deal with it. Like, that's how I am. Anybody makes me mad, you know, I get upset. So he's taking on, like I said, the parenting like his father has done. And I just think it's absolutely wrong. Rachel recommends family therapy. This fool starts talking about something that was happening to him when he was a child, long time ago. What does that have to do now? Because at that time you were a child. When you were seeing therapy, your father and your mother should have been in that therapy session with you, but they weren't. Now you have another child that's depending on you, so you have to look at things a bit differently, right? So he says, I'm not done. I'm good on therapy. You know what? I saw a therapist when I was in 6th grade. I psyched her out. She sent me to her boss. I psyched her out. They signed me out of the program and gave me Ritalin and I didn't even take it, and just all this extra shit. Okay, but what does that have to do with a grown ass man now, okay, that has all of these errors, all of these problems, and all of this trouble that has followed him? Now a father to a child that he knows absolutely nothing about because he's never been in his life. What does that have to do with it? Now you have to think bigger, and that's how you know he's not a great dad. He's not ready to be a dad, even though he's out and has a child. No matter how much he tells this boy he loves him, you don't. Because if you did, you would love him enough and consider how his life is now, what you've done to it, you know what I'm saying, and help him. So you would consider going to therapy to make this a better situation for him. But you can't tell Doug nothing, and that's the same attitude that landed his ass back in prison all of those other times, and it's going to happen again, okay? Because you can't tell him nothing. All right, so even if Rachel and that little boy got to be the only two that go to therapy, y'all need to do what y'all need to do, okay? And fuck his daddy. Now, what else? Rachel trying to put her foot down. He telling her, you ain't finna give me no ultimatum. Are you about to give me an ultimatum? Really? You're not giving me no ultimatum. She was like, listen, some shit gonna have to change or your ass gonna have to go. I said, come on, Rachel. Still put the ultimatum down. Still put the ultimatum down, because she was like, you know, we're trying to have a kid. And I'm like, but you better not. You better not. I know that may be something that you want, but you don't need to give in on anything until he makes some changes for you and for his child, to show that he's going to be a better parent for that next child. And if you do not do that and you inherit these issues, that's on you, and you get what you get, honey. Okay, so good luck, honey. What else? Let's go ahead and move on to Stan and Lisa. Lisa done called Stan. Here's the gag. Lisa, the real reason Lisa called Stan was because Lisa ain't got no damn money. Soon as she reached out to Stan, before she opened her mouth, I said, this lady ain't got no money. She done ran out of money. And that's exactly what she ended up saying once she got off the phone with him. Her money was running low. Okay, she go back to him. He want her to move back into the house. She's down with it. She agrees. She said some things are going to have to change. He agrees that he said some things he shouldn't have said, and he's willing to change those things if she come back to the house. She gets back to the house. Stan says that he wants to understand Lisa's world. There has been a lot of things that's occurred that he doesn't know a lot about. So he wants to understand her world. They get there, they eat, they sip on some disgusting champagne, and guess where else they went? To the dungeon. Okay, he loves the dungeon. He loves the basement because he gets to, you know, get tied up. If you guys have ever seen, what's that show called? That Pose. Electra had a room like that where a lot of these businessmen or whatever, unfortunately, but primarily white men, they would want to have, like, I don't know what you. Is it sadistic? I'm not sure what it's called, but basically they like that bondage type of activity where they get tied up and be restrained and get spanked on the butt and probably got stuff stuck up. They just like all that extra stuff. Okay. And that's what it seems like he enjoys, that Lisa does. And that's why he gonna keep her around, because she gets to please his sexual favors. And he also said that he's a person that will try anything, honey. So I guess that either way, girl, good luck over there, honey. Let's get to Deontay and Miss Nicole. Let's talk about Deontay and Miss Nicole. Okay, so y'all know Deontay, he dropped off Miss Nicole. He was gonna leave the house. What did he end up seeing? Somebody else pull up. Dante pulled up, called her, and showed his ass. He went off. But what was so funny to me and had me hollering was the fact that he was so mad and he still did not open his mouth. He was over there like, how you gonna do this to me? Really? So it's like that? So he doing it like that? All that stuff I done bought you, Nicole? You done met my mama, Nicole. I was like, open your mouth. Yell, scream, like, yes. I hate to be your dentist. I don't know how that works out. But yeah, so that's where I'm at with it. Like, just open your mouth. But I thought it was so funny because he really was upset. He took all her stuff out, started throwing it or whatever. At the end of the night, Miss Girl still pulled off with old buddy. Still pulled off with old buddy. I loved how Deontay said, you want your boobs done? He said, how they pay for your boobs? I said, yes, Deontay, have him pay for it. Don't you sit up there and do it. He told her, give me my cell phone back. Give me my cell phone. You know what? Keep it. I'm going to deactivate the motherfucker. I said, okay then, Deontay. He was heated. He had every right to be heated. That was disrespectful of her to meet this boy's mom and then call her ex over. See, Miss Nicole ain't SHI nor a T. Leave Miss Nicole where she at, okay? Now, when Nicole gets home the next morning, her mama goes off on her because she heard the ruckus and everything that was going on. She was woke up out her sleep. She checks her daughter about how disrespectful it was to meet this man's mom and then go out with your ex Zach. And mind you, she had sex with Zach. We already knew that, but you over here trying to play Deontay because you don't want to be taken down through there or whatever. And so her mom says, I know that you may think he's weird or whatever, but he's a person that kind of worships the ground you walk on. He's supportive. He cares about you a lot. So you owe him an apology. That was wrong. Stepmama stepped in and told her that she used that man. I said, come on, stepmama. Yes, she used that man. So she definitely owes him an apology and she needs to figure out her life. But they both feel like she did not learn her lesson, and they were absolutely correct. Because when she went to that bathroom, even though she was like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I love Deontay. All this extra shit that she was giving, girl, bye. When she went to that bathroom, she started texting Miss Girl Tia because she was trying to link up with her. Honey, she's a whole fool and a whole mess, okay? But, child, we're going to see how this flow out, honey. We're going to see how this play out. I hope that Mr. Deontay slowly release this lady from his grasp because she ain't talking about nothing. Only thing she's there for is the benefit of herself to get coins and things like that. So he should be smart enough to know about that. But that's all I got on Love After Lockup. Okay, I'm Jamithatsme. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.